Hi, and welcome to episode 16 of Anniversary Edition. Today we're going to be talking about The Notebook, which celebrates its 15th anniversary this year and makes total sense because obviously it's Valentine's this week. So as always, we are absolutely going to spoil this film, so please, if you haven't watched it, do go and watch it first and then come and have a listen to what we've got to say about it. So I'm Sophie, and today I am here with...
Adam, hi.
Hi.
And Tom.
Hey, Tom. So this is a 2004 romantic drama. A kind of an overview, I guess, is that we're following the love affair between Noah and Ali, from teenagers through to young adults and beyond. I'm really interested to talk about this today because I've seen this before quite a few times. I didn't see it in the cinema, but I think I watched it maybe when it was out on DVD.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this was maybe a DVD grower.
Absolutely. Because I don't really remember anybody talking about this around 2004. Kind of had like a couple of years maybe as like a grower.
It wasn't until 2016 that you really...
Yeah. It was late blooming after 2004 for sure. But I know that Tom hasn't seen this before, and this is going to be his first time watching and talking about The Notebook. So I'm going to come to you first. When did you first see this film?
Last night.
Oh, okay. And as kind of an overview? That's not good.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think the best way to sum it up is an overview, really.
Okay.
He's just counting the ways he loves The Notebook.
I was thinking of words earlier to describe it, and I'm trying to pick the one that I think sums it up overall.
Okay.
Tumescent.
I'm going to go with lazy.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Okay.
You think The Notebook is lazy?
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're just doing an overview. We're allowed to leave it there for now.
Okay, for now, lazy. Adam.
I first saw The Notebook maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Probably about that. 10 or 11?
10 or 11.
No, it can't be. No, it must be like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably around the time it came out on DVD,
Yeah.
I would have been working at a Blockbuster Video at the time, watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have picked it up.
And rented it. Over.
Rented it.
And over.
And
And
over.
over.
I like
and
romantic
over.
movies.
You do, yeah.
I'm not apologetic about that.
Okay.
I like a good romance.
So do
Right.
I.
Oh, but good romance, not lazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Sophie?
Yes, as I said, I think this was a DVD film for me. So probably similar time, I guess, to you. Yeah, it, as an overview, it does what it says on the tin. It's kind of ticks.
The Notebook?
I mean, it's not a notebook.
Galleon notebook in it.
I mean, I suppose there is. That's kind of the whole point, right? It's their notebook. Yeah, it's a romantic drama. Sure, I'll give it that. Yeah.
Oh, we can talk more about it than that. It does what it says on the
we
tin.
absolutely can. I kind of want to see what Tom says. I want to hear a little bit more.
You're just trying to divert until Tom says what he thinks, so that you can swivel and agree with him. I'm on to you.
No, I'm intrigued. Lazy. That's
Yeah.
kind of got me hooked, is to hear a little bit more about what you think.
So, I knew from the poster, the DVD cover, this is not a movie that I would actively seek out. It's not a movie I would go and see, right?
You can't judge a book by its cover like that.
Well,
Or an amore by its
no,
cover.
exactly, yeah. But doing things like this show, you kind of like, you get thrown movies that you'd never watch in a million years, and sometimes that can be really exciting, it can be really fun. And I think whenever I get a movie like this where I know it's not something I pick up, I very consciously and actively make sure that I watch it at a time when I'm going to be most receptive to it.
Okay.
I watch it at a time when I'm going to be most open to it, because you've got to park all your expectations and all of your sort of inferred prejudice against it
absolutely
to one side.
I don't understand why you're prejudiced against this at all.
Well, because for me, romance movies are very difficult to do.
To do well?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that you need to approach them in a very particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this does nothing original. It does nothing that isn't a cliche, and it does nothing that isn't unpredictable. Like you can plot this out from the moment it starts. You know exactly what the next scene is going to be. You know exactly how it's going to end. You know exactly what the character development is.
It's Nicholas Sparks, isn't it?
Exactly. There's nothing like this is so generic. It reminded me of when you get like script writing software and they show you a template of how to write a screenplay.
Oh damn!
Ouch.
It's
Doing
so
my buddy Nick like that.
it's so base and it's just terrible. It's absolutely
Terrible.
awful. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow, we've gone
Awful.
from lazy
You've gone-
to terrible.
No. I actively hated this film because I thought it was just
Whoa.
so.
Okay.
I think it's just such bad filmmaking. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. Such bad storytelling.
Okay.
The one thing I'll give it is it's shot really well.
Yeah.
Like, it opens on the Ryan Gosling silhouette at sunset, that golden sky.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's Old Ali.
What, on the boat?
It opens.
I
Old
mean-
Ali looking out the window.
At the boat.
At the boat.
But you don't
Fine.
actually know who's
The
on the
title
boat, I
sequence. The
Yeah.
title
guess.
sequence.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That was the bit, and I was like, that looked great.
Yeah. It's a very
And it-
beautiful
Shot on film.
shot. Yeah.
And like, you know, to get that to look that good,
Mm-hmm.
that's not easy. So I was like, okay, I might actually
in for
get
a
something
treat.
from this. Great. And then it was just awful. Just
How long did it take you to get the quote unquote twist?
the moment that James Garner appeared.
Really?
So
Yeah. I mean, like, James Garner appears and you're like, oh, that's old Noah, surely.
Don't you see?
And then-
You see James Garner before you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's as Duke, right?
Yeah.
And he's like getting ready for
got
the day,
different
and then goes
names.
Yeah.
in.
Looks
Same
wildly
clothes.
different. They do that. That's a pretty sloppy
I mean, I did not get that at all when I first watched this film.
well, it's just,
pretty sloppy device there.
see, this is the
dressed
thing
in
for
same.
me. This is why it doesn't work. Is because because I know the tropes and I know
Yeah.
it's so cliched that it's like you need to take those cliches and do something with
Do
them,
something interesting.
and they don't, and they don't even follow their own rules. And that's what's so frustrating about it. There's so much in it that they set up and then they just do something so completely stupid and different with. That it's like, you could have made this such a better film if you just paid attention to the 40 pages earlier in the script. So that's what wound me up about it, was because it was just like, it's just, everything is just a stereotype and cliche, and they don't do anything interesting with it.
Okay, that's fair. Adam?
That is that's a big reaction to a film that was. It was received generally favourably,
Yeah.
critically, and pretty favourably as far as audiences are concerned.
Yeah.
Tom's has been the most extreme reaction
I know.
I've heard to The Notebook.
I think it's when you're watching something like this and you can see things that are such an easy fix, or it just seems so stupid that you're just like, why didn't you just do this instead? And it just,
I wonder how bound to the screenplay they were.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, okay, so let me give you a couple of examples.
Yes, do.
Young Ali,
Uh-huh.
what's her kind of passion? What's her outlet as a young woman?
Painting.
Painting.
Narcissism.
Well, yeah, fine. Let's put that to one side. Painting, right?
Yes.
When they're in the old people's home, what is it that she does that is the moment where James Garner goes, oh, she remembers something? What's
Playing
she?
the piano.
Exactly. Has she played the piano up until that point in the movie?
Yes,
Yes.
once.
Yeah, once. But yet she said her passion is painting. So why
Yeah.
not just have her paint a portrait of young Noah? Because that's way more poignant and fits her character.
But that would give away the twist. I keep saying twist,
But
but I think it was it
depends
was
where you-
genuinely intended as a twist.
I think
And
it was as
suppose
well.
if you're reading
Yeah.
the novel as well,
maybe.
maybe it's
maybe
different.
you're getting a
But my point is that
Less spoilers.
the point at which you reveal that portrait.
Happened?
Yes.
Hasn't it just happened?
Yeah.
No. The twist.
No, it's not.
Isn't it when his children arrive?
Yeah.
And
No.
then later that day, she then goes inside.
The twist only happens right at the end when she gets her memory back and they're having dinner together.
No, that's not true.
And she says, "Oh no, it was us. It was us the
when
whole
she-
time."
When
No,
she
it
realises,
gets-
yeah,
that's when
but
she realises,
When
but
the audience realises,
it's
when
much earlier
it's the
than that.
kids, because they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, why don't you come home? Because Mum doesn't know who we are."
Yeah, and he says she's my sweetheart. So you know at that
Wherever
point.
she is, I'll be. That's my
That's
home.
like 20 minutes, half an hour before she
That
realised.
is true enough.
But you could have held that. You could have held it, the twist, until the end by revealing the fact that she'd been working on a portrait consistently for a period of time.
and
You
didn't
could,
know who
if
it
you
was.
wanted to drastically change the novel.
Also, it's called The Notebook, right?
Right.
Where's the Notebook?
The Notebook is the thing he's reading from, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Why not just have it the 365 letters that we know that he wrote her?
I mean, it just would have been a fairly
Yeah.
boring year.
Yeah.
Just sitting around working at a mill, right?
No, but I mean, you've already set up that he writes letters. Why not use that later on?
Yeah.
There was just so much about it. I was just like, oh, come on, just think a bit further with it. Like, do something with it.
The real problem with what's going on now, and whilst your critique stands, what you're doing now is you're fixing a novel, not a movie.
Yeah.
Has anyone actually read the novel? Have either of you?
No.
Okay, no, I haven't either.
But
so I don't know
but
how
you're
much
trying
of
to
it
you're
is-
trying to fix plot points that happened in a book that just got transferred to a film.
Absolutely, yeah.
So maybe the question is, did the film do a good job? Maybe we will never know because we won't read that book.
No, but that's my point.
It
It's
looked
like
good.
you need to think about
How's
it.
the acting?
Fine. It was average. Like, I mean, I don't think there was some.
Fine average.
Yeah,
The
but,
Notebook
I mean-
won the MTV Awards Best Kiss.
Did it?
Yes.
Fine. What I mean,
It reenacted it on stage. It was.
they don't have like there's not much chemistry between Gosling and.
They were dating.
I was going to say they were dating at the time, right?
They weren't because they
Or
didn't
had they
like
just
each
got-
other.
They
Have
didn't
they
like
just
each
got
other
together?
at first.
Yeah, and then
By
they
the
got,
time
which
the
is
movie
your
was done, they were
standard
dating.
co-star.
Sure.
Yeah, fine, but that doesn't translate on screen.
I don't know. I thought they banged pretty good.
Okay, so Adam, do you like the movie? Like overview?
I
You
like
know,
The Notebook
a
just
little
fine.
bit- Yeah. Okay.
Tom's absolutely right. There are very few surprises to be found in The Notebook.
Yes.
Even the quote-unquote twist is fairly expected as you make your way through the film. I like the way it's shot. I think the chemistry between the two leads is fine. My biggest issue with The Notebook is that, the villains win in the end.
We'll come back to that.
But otherwise, it's a very serviceable romantic drama.
Yeah. I mean, I like this film. I don't know how
It's
often.
a real tearjerker too.
Yeah. I mean, I cried quite a lot watching this.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm genuinely interested in this.
Okay.
What characters make you feel that way?
Lon.
Yes. I mean, it's got to be. Sorry, it's got to be Ali and Noah. Like
It's Noah. Noah
Noah's-
certainly is
Noah's
far more.
utter devotion to
Yeah.
Ali and like
Right.
unwavering love is just kind of beautiful. It's absolutely a romantic drama. I don't know when I would choose to watch this. I'm trying to think like
You'd get the girls around.
Yeah.
You'd get a bottle of wine.
popcorn,
At least a bottle. Maybe a
chocolate.
box of wine.
Maybe a box of wine. Per two people.
You'd watch it and
Yeah, and like cry and chat about it,
Yeah.
and it's, like I said, I suppose at the beginning, like it does what it says on the tin.
Mm-hmm.
It's romantic and it's
sappy and
sappy, yeah.
emotionally
And
manipulative.
It's better than like your average. In my head, I suppose it's better than an average rom-com because it's
Right.
a little bit more than that. It's got more substance to it
Right.
than some coming of age kind of teenage. Oh, look, now she's pretty and she gets the guy
Yeah.
kind of film.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just got more than that.
Right.
There, thinking about it kind of objectively, there's a lot wrong with the characters. Like you say, they're not the best people in the world. I mean, they treat other people badly and they make mistakes, but then human beings make mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, I
True
think
enough.
you can have flawed characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I found it very difficult to have an interest in them. Like I don't know why. I was kind of like, okay, here's this love story. Why are you telling me? Like what was, there was nothing like out of the ordinary, or there was nothing about it that made me kind of think, well,
Yeah.
why are you telling us this?
You're absolutely right there, but that's Nicholas Sparks' thing, right?
Of course it
Blue
is.
collar romance.
Yeah.
He, a few more jokes and it would have been Sweet Home Alabama, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess. So favourite moments, Tom. I know, obviously, you were not a fan of this film.
No.
You must have had a moment.
Yeah,
you
do you
thought,
have a moment, or like I suppose from a
Other than the
cinematography point
opening
of view,
shot.
was there something other than the opening shot
No,
that
I mean
you liked?
credits. The opening shot. No, the opening shot I liked.
Okay.
But no, I can't really think of it.
Wow. Okay.
I really can't.
Okay. Adam, I'm going to come to you. Do you have like a favourite moment or favourite moments?
Yeah, I liked when Noah went mad. That was
Okay.
pretty cool. He's building the house, he goes mad, he threatens to shoot people. That's fun.
Okay.
I wrote you 365 letters, I wrote you every day for a year. The big emotional climax
Like,
of the
why
film.
didn't you write me back? When
Yeah.
he shouts at her. Yeah.
Yeah, great scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the tearjerker scenes. Towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
where he's like, "What do you want? What do you want?"
Yeah.
The whole like when you ask your girlfriend what she wants for lunch
Yeah.
meme, perfection.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Those all, yeah, there are some good scenes in this movie.
Okay. Yeah, I had quite a few when I was trying to think of like favourite moments. I like the classic teenage moments, when they break up and she's like fuming and she's
Yeah.
just so heated, and then she's like, oh, but I mean, we're not really broken up, right?
Yeah,
And it's
that was actually, yeah, no, I liked that. Yeah,
yeah, I kind of like that, and like your parents embarrassing you and like not believing that you're really in love because you can't
the
possibly
dad.
be in love because you're 17.
yeah.
And I actually really liked the scene near the end with her mother in the car when she drives to the like construction site and
Right.
says like, I love that man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I pushed you so far away from Noah, because I nearly had that life
Yeah.
and I wanted more for you than that. But then it only would have really made sense if she'd have given into it and had that life. It
For me,
would have
that
had a bit
scene,
more...
that scene was just like, look, I had the choice that you had. I made what I think now is the wrong one.
No, she said
And-
she made the right choice. She said she had no regrets. She loves
And
her
she
father.
says she loves
Yeah.
her father.
Oh, she does.
But
Yeah,
she
but-
goes to the site and watches the other guy have...
So clearly, she made the wrong choice
Because she still loves him.
because she still loves it, and it's kind of like, so
She's
I'm going
matured
to
over the
I'm
years.
going to deny you the happiness I could have had.
She matured
Yeah.
over the years. This was years later.
I mean, I think
I
it's
thought
the
that
only...
was evidence of the mother growing as a person.
And I think it kind of
Mm.
gives you a little bit more understanding of why she pushes so hard to have them separated and why
Yeah.
she doesn't give her the letters. And,
Yeah.
I kind of... And also, I think when you grow up and you get older, there comes a time in most people's lives where they see their parents as people rather than their parents.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay,
That's
that's
true.
kind of
That's
one of
the
those
moment.
moments,
Yeah.
and that's quite nice.
I guess it's when you learn things about your parents when they were younger, when they were growing
Yeah, it's
up,
like, oh,
and
wait a
like,
minute, you were... Cause,
before,
when you
before
say-
they got together, that kind
Yeah,
of
and
stuff.
when you yell at your parents and you're like, you don't know what you're talking about, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, no, because
Yeah.
you obviously they were young too, and it's that kind of... I
Yeah.
quite liked that,
Yeah.
and I really liked in terms of like how I think for me the film's like quite beautiful. I
Right.
think that was kind of lacking in that era of like romantic films. There wasn't really anything that was like a beautiful film.
I think that
It's
comes.
a well shot film.
I think that
Yeah.
comes from the era and location it's set.
Yeah, completely. Like
Because-
when they go into the on the boat and
Yeah.
there's all the
Geese and the
geese.
swans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like and you said the opening shot, like it's a very beautiful film
Yeah,
to watch.
Yeah,
terms
it's
of
well shot,
cinematography.
yeah.
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 Okay, so Tom, I'm going to come to you. You have to come on. You have to have one. A favorite character. Do you need more time? Should we go to Adam? Because I know what his answer's going to be.
I don't know what you're talking about. the hero of the story deserves some recognition.
Yeah, go for Adam, because
Let's
I need
indulge
to really
this.
think about
Okay,
this.
so Adam, who
So
is
let's-
the hero of the story?
Let's talk about a young man who goes off to war and nearly dies.
Yeah.
And his life he gets brought back to hospital and he gets cared for by a nurse who he falls in love with and vows that once he's better, he will take her out on a date. And so he does. He shows up, he wows her, he takes her out on a date, he meets the parents. The parents obviously very money grubbing, but they like him. She seems into it, but fairly distant.
Yeah.
He gets his career going now that he's back home, and then his life gets completely destroyed by his fiancée, who turns out to be a giant narcissist, and some redneck who lives out in the woods, who's mad. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get chopped up and turned into dog food, really, and then just gets abandoned. It's
So
a
I mean,
sad film.
you're talking about Lon, obviously,
Lon Hammond.
in this instance,
As in Hammond Cotton.
as in James Marsden.
As in James Marsden, who just
Winning
got
at life.
screwed hard in this movie.
Yeah.
Just not as hard as Ryan Gosling.
He,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I do feel
Yeah,
sad.
'cause Ryan Gosling nearly got screwed to death.
Well, yeah. But Lon is your hero of this film.
Lon
right?
is the only character in this film who is a good person throughout,
Yeah, he
who
is.
deserves none of the stuff that happens to him in this film.
Actually, here's my favourite moment.
Yes, okay.
Here's my favourite moment. She goes to see him in his office to tell him that she's going to go and just, she just wants to go and
Clear
check
her head.
something out. Just,
Yeah.
there's this thing I've seen in the paper. I'm
He's
just
so
going to go off.
understanding.
Very understanding.
Yeah.
And then and she throws do you know what I like to do? And he's like, what? She's like, paint. And she says it in a way that's just like, you don't know me.
Paint.
And he's just like, oh, okay. What,
it.
this hobby that I've never seen you do and you've just mentioned to me right now?
I didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. And it's like, yeah, well, you don't know me, do you? Well, if you haven't told me, how am I supposed to know?
No. Sure.
Yeah.
Poor Lon
So that's my
Hammond,
favourite
right?
moment where he's just like,
He's like-
okay.
Okay.
Oh, right, that's the moment, I think.
Go
I
do
think
it.
you're supposed to side with her in that moment. I think you're supposed
Yeah,
to
you
use
are,
that as
'cause
a
you're
moment to
supposed
go
to think,
like,
oh my gosh, why
go,
don't you know
go.
her?
And you're just like,
No one would know.
yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
well, that's your fault for not telling him you like painting. He
Yeah.
probably would have bought you some paints.
I mean, he
Poor Lon.
absolutely would have, because
Yeah.
he's a great guy.
He follows her just to find out
to check
that
she's okay, and then
Yeah.
she's
cheated
just-
on him, like
she's
mega
really
cheated
okay.
on him, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I have to let you go."
Yeah.
What a saint! What
mean,
a saint
yeah.
Lon Hammond is. He is well rid of
yeah.
her.
Yeah,
well
he
read.
is.
Yeah.
He's going to find some nice girl that really loves him.
Yep,
And they're going to live happy ever after.
yep. I'm gonna have beautiful kids.
Yep.
Not like those weird Frankenstein ones that showed up halfway through this one.
I mean,
I
wow.
was never. I was sitting there like with the three kids that turn up, and you're just like, they don't look like any possible combination of either.
No, they really
So
don't.
you've
You
got
know,
you've
you
got
think
you've got a
lazy
blonde
casting.
woman, you've got a shorter Jewish woman, you've got a guy
Yeah,
who looks like a Mormon
it's
standing
not-
in the background,
it's not
sort of looking
ideal.
slightly like Lurch. None of them look remotely like each other.
No.
Or
A combination of
Or a
James Garner
combination.
and the lady whose name I can't remember, or Rachel McAdams, or
Yeah.
There's
none of that
nothing.
is possible.
No.
And let's talk about the fact they're clearly like late 30s, mid to late 30s. Certainly not in their 40s yet, these kids.
The older
mean,
ones
maybe
might
the
be,
guy
maybe
is.
just.
Also, in that scene, it's not actually clear who, like,
Yeah.
is it the son that's their kid? Or
I think
is
all
that...
th- no, they're
All
all
three
three are
of
their
them.
kids.
Are
So
the
it's
kids.
not her husband.
But they clearly had them in about their 50s.
I mean, no, because
'Cause
they're
they're
only
too
supposed to
young.
be like 60, 65, 70 max, right?
They don't.
What year?
This is the thing.
Okay, that's the question.
Oh,
What year
okay.
is James Garner living in?
Well, I
We-
mean, it's
well,
not
we don't
clear,
know.
'cause we don't know.
But
It
you've
might
only got
be
to
in the
remember
book,
is it
though.
starts in 1940, right?
I
Yeah,
assume
1940.
I assume 2005.
No, it can't be. It must be late 80s, mid 90s at best.
Why did you say that?
Because they meet in 1940.
Yeah.
And she's
Then
17.
She's 17.
Right.
Then all hell breaks loose. They finally get together in 1947. Right?
Yep.
So at the earliest, that's when the first of those kids is going to get born, 1947, 1948,
Yeah, 25,
right?
when she's about 25.
Oh yeah, so you're saying what I'm
In
saying
fact, early
is,
80s. So they'd be in their 30s around the mid 70s to mid 80s. Those people. So if they're 40ish, you're talking late 80s. I think my maths is right.
fashions don't follow.
No, well, no. That's the thing. It's like
I think
it doesn't.
It must be modern day. It goes to
But it
see
can't
the
be.
doctor,
Can't be.
and I mean it can't be because of the age the kids are. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is the kids are the wrong damn age.
So it's just poor casting.
But I don't
of the
think it
kids,
could be.
right?
I don't think it could be because of their age, the modern day. They look too young.
We're never going to get to the bottom of this.
No.
No, unless we read the book. Maybe we should all read the book.
No.
What we're going to do is we're going to write in the
Flat out,
description
no.
of this podcast. This is another one of my ironclad promises
gosh.
where we will let you know exactly how old that Ali had
What-
to be
in
to
the-
have
in
these
that,
three
yeah.
kids.
Okay.
And what year was
I don't think they look 40.
what year was the present set?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we want to know.
I don't think they look 40.
I think 40ish. Like I think you know
Maybe
anywhere
maybe
between
30s.
40.
no anywhere
Maybe
between
she's
35 and 45 they
30.
could be. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm guessing their age is wrong then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to tell, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I liked Noah in the film as well, though, to be fair. He's quite a
Yeah.
nicely binary character to latch on to.
Meh.
He has very few interests. And in fact, it's a character point that is noted on when James Garner said, you know, I never really had much to do in my life. I only had one thing that I was really ever good at, and that was loving Ali.
Yeah.
And that makes Noah quite useful from an audience's perspective because he has a very clear goal here.
Yeah,
And that's
but
set
by
up
the
from
same
beginning as
token,
well, yeah.
the first time you meet him, he bullies her into going on a date with him
Yeah.
by,
Oh, yeah,
by
it's
attempting
bad.
to kill himself.
It's
Yeah.
really bad.
So you're kind of like, I'm not.
But when he sees
you know.
something he likes, he just has to have it.
Again, that's not particularly acceptable.
Yeah. So
No,
I
no,
kind
no,
of,
no,
I,
no.
I kind of want to come on to this a little bit, but
Imagine that said in the courtroom.
Well, exactly.
yeah.
Sorry,
the-
Your Honour, but when I see something I really like, I just
kind
have
of-
to have it.
at the very beginning when he first meets her, it's like he just becomes absolutely fixated on her. And
Yeah.
her friend is like, oh, I'm so surprised he came and spoke to you because he doesn't speak to anybody. So he's kind of set up as this like, he sort of doesn't have any friends, like you say,
Bit
he
of a
doesn't have
Unabomber.
any
He does.
interests.
He has budget Sean Astin as
Well,
a
he
friend.
has, yeah, sure. But yeah, and he says to her at the beginning, I think, what do you want? Because I'll be it for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not
No.
that's not what love is about.
No.
So speaking of favourite characters, I really wanted to like Ali in this film. Like I
Yeah.
don't remember not liking her.
Yeah.
I kind of remember thinking she was a bit of a brat,
Yeah,
at
very much
times.
so. All the time.
but I don't remember her being quite as
It's quite fit, though.
sure. But I don't remember her being quite as irritating and just lacking in kind of direction of life, and she's just a bit
See,
meh.
here's the thing. You say that like you can latch on to Noah because he's obsessed with her, and
It's a
you can-
very
you can,
simple motivation.
but as an audience, you never get to see what he sees. You never understand why he feels that way about her.
That's true enough.
Because all we really see in terms of the good side of her is her smiling. Really.
Yeah, I mean, like,
She's pretty and
She's
she does
very
her hair
pretty.
nice.
yes, but I
She's-
mean, so
yeah.
okay, so is it literally he just lusts after her physical
Yeah.
attraction? Because that's not
because you never
love.
see like
That's not.
a huge amount. Like she's fun. She comes across as fun because she's always laughing and jumping around and
Yeah.
full of life. But
Yeah.
She's
you don't see the
kooky.
kindness that, like you said, like
Yeah.
if there's a reason he's totally in love with her, you don't see it. And because it's set up in the first scene, basically, when he sees her, it is lust. Because
Yeah.
you can't love someone when you just
No.
look at them from afar. It kind of doesn't really ever change.
No.
Like I said, trying to be objective and not remember sort of how I felt when I watched this movie for the first time. Yeah, there's a whole lot wrong with that love.
Like, I mean, it would be good if she has this kind of sort of bitchy outer exterior, yet you have a scene where that gets dropped and she does
Yeah.
something, and it's the moment where you go, oh, this is what he sees. So he's seen that all the time, and the reason he can see that is because he loves her, and he's always been able to see that. But you're revealing that to us now. They just don't do that at all.
I guess you kind of get a glimmer of that when she meets his dad for the first time. Right. And she, obviously, like, she's from a really privileged background.
Yeah.
And they're really not. But she absolutely doesn't judge him. She talks to him as an equal. She gets up, she dances with him when they have the little, like,
It's very charitable of her. Treating the poor like an equal.
And when he says about coming in for breakfast, and she's like, huh? Breakfast? And he's like, well, you know, you can have pancakes anytime you want, which I'm a massive fan of,
she probably thought, see, this is why you're poor.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the only time.
Just eggs and flour for dinner again, eh?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the only times that you see that side, maybe. Yeah. But maybe there's more in the book, and maybe they just didn't put it into the film.
Can I ask if she goes to Sarah Lawrence, so she's a smart girl.
Yeah.
We know she's educated. Yeah. She was a nurse for a while.
Yeah, and
how did she get the qualifications to do that? I have no idea. But other than that, she has no career.
Yeah. Going back to the Noah's dad.
Yes.
Did I miss, like, it seems like, I'm going to help you build a house. He's dead. Like, is there anything in between there?
No. Not in the film, no.
Right. Because it does seem to me like, yeah, let's build a house.
Drops down
and then in November he died. And it was just like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I thought I'd missed something.
No, because I was usually do in like a Channel 5 movie is, I'm going to help you build a house.
Yeah. That's exactly, yeah. Even that would have been just like a little...
That's what,
No, I don't know whether maybe it is because there's so much in the book and so much is left out. Maybe. Who knows? But no, there's nothing. And there's nothing to kind of say that Noah... Obviously, we're supposed to know that he's gone a bit crazy and a bit obsessive. But
it just makes him sexier, though.
There's nothing to show that happen, though. Like, being critical, I guess, you don't see him become really reliant on his dad whilst they're building the house.
No, that would have been cool.
And then his dad dies, and then he absolutely just can't cope because he's lost Ali, he's lost Finn, he's lost his dad.
Yeah.
All he has is this house.
Yeah, and like the whole losing Finn in the war scene thing is just like, I mean, it's just like.
I forgot it was even in the film.
It's skated over.
Oh, there's a war. Oh, there's some snow. We'll shove an explosion in it. It's the war. Oh, he's dead. Fine. All right.
That would change a person.
Yeah.
And there's nothing...
And you see, like, there's a moment where he's lying there dying and Ryan Gosling's looking at him and Ryan Gosling just kind of looks down and you know that he's looking at probably half of his body. That, like, whatever's been blown away. And, like, credit to Ryan Gosling. You know that that's what he's looking at.
Yep.
But there's no real reaction. He just kind of looks back up and he's dead, and then that's it.
And then he just comes back from...
find a new friend.
He just comes back from the war, though. Yeah. He's like... Obviously, he's emotional when his dad says, I'm going to sell the house, but he's more emotional that his dad's selling his own house, not like, I can't believe I'm back and I survived and my friend didn't.
And does Ali ask about Finn?
No, because also, when I was watching that, because I'd completely forgotten that happened, I kind of thought, is that why she starts getting in contact with him again because she finds out that Finn died? And it's like, no.
She sees him in the newspaper.
She just sees a nice, pretty house that she wanted, and she's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Can I go back and see that?
Yeah. She fainted. She did. Because he was in the newspaper.
Well,
he's famous now. He's got to get a piece of that D.
He's famous and he's got a house. Yeah. He's not, does that mean he's poor still?
He's not the poor kid that he once was. Okay, so Adam, I'm going to come to you first. Yep. What's odd about this film? What just doesn't work?
You know what just doesn't work?
Yeah.
All of the contemporary storyline.
Okay.
If this was a contained love story between two people, it didn't involve James Garner.
Set in the 40s, just...
Nick Cassavetes, or whatever his name is.
He's the director. Yeah, his mum.
His mum.
Yeah.
Didn't contain any of that, it'd be a better film. It'd be a fairly simple edit. And you could just be done. I don't really... All the sundowning is a bit disturbing to watch.
Yeah.
When
the kids show up, it's just confusing.
Yeah. I think...
And old Noah as well. Sorry.
Here's the thing. Like, talking about this being I think this very, very generic and cookie cutter, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, you have a romance. It follows the exact plot of every romance ever. It's like, it has that down. And I think the thing that they try to do to make it different is the Alzheimer's element of
I completely
this is
agree.
a man trying to retain. And I was trying to think about it, and I was kind of like, okay, I get that that's trying to be the unique angle,
Yeah.
but I don't think it works.
Okay.
And I have a feeling why, and this is going to sound so stupid, but the movie that does this concept in a more interesting way is 50 First Dates, the Adam Sandler comedy with Drew Barrymore.
Closet Adam Sandler fan over here.
Well, no, I just that's a clever spin on the concept.
Drew Barrymore doesn't have Alzheimer's.
She doesn't know.
She
has no short-term memory, so she can't make new memories. So he has to essentially Groundhog Day their meeting it all over.
And in the end he makes the film, right? So she watches it every morning and she sees their life.
But it's still the same basic principle of explaining to someone who doesn't remember that actually you're a couple in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that does it in a way more interesting way, and it has an actual Sean Astin in it and not a fake one like this does.
Yeah.
And I just kind of feel like it just didn't really work. And I think you're right. That really,
it doesn't work in the film.
Its point of potential originality is actually one of its biggest crutches in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I first watched this, I didn't see the twist, if we call it a twist. I didn't see that kind of coming until I suppose.
I didn't either.
It was.
I'm gonna put myself out there and say I didn't know until.
No, I was kind of like, what?
I thought maybe.
Yeah, and I thought maybe, and I was like, I don't get it. There was one of them. Is only one of them alive, and like he's telling their story to someone else.
Is the problem that the actors don't look anything like younger versions?
Is it that? So yeah, but it's odd. When you actually look at it, it kind of doesn't work, does it? The two like elements
I would
together.
have much rather had 20 minutes of character development in the 1940s.
Yeah, like addressing Noah not being able to cope with losing Finn and then losing his dad, for example.
Well,
Maybe he killed his dad.
No,
even earlier.
Maybe he killed his dad.
Freak accident.
Yeah.
Dropped a log on him or something.
Yeah.
I think you need to get just spending some time making sure that your audience is sided with. I guess it would have to be Noah.
Yeah,
it has to be Noah.
Has to be Noah.
Specifically, has to be Noah.
So don't make him out to be this cocky douchebag at the fairground.
Yeah,
like don't do any of that. Like make him to be that honest, hardworking man that he actually is. Yeah, so show that first.
Yeah.
Don't show that second. So yeah, I think putting more effort in there would have invested me much more when it came to
in developing the reasons that they actually love each other. Because kind of actually thinking about it, it's kind of like Instagram stories.
Right.
Like their love story is just kind of like the best bits.
Exactly,
like,
It's
a
highlight
we're in a picnic
Yeah.
at the beach. Oh look, it's really sunny.
It's what I said again about
You're a bird, I'm a bird.
Every scene is a cliche.
Yeah.
It's like it's a romance film. Okay, he's poor. We need to show them a hoedown. She's posh, so we need to show them having
Dances
a garden
with a black
party.
boy. That's big.
There you go. So so that all of that stuff is
Character
just
exposition is just heavy.
It's so just kind of like I'm gonna put the most obvious thing on the page to achieve this moment.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that goes deeper than that or beyond that. And I think, you've got to do something a bit more original, really, to make it work.
And yet, I like Noah.
Yeah, I like Noah.
I'm not.
You just don't.
I'm just like I've just no opinion.
Ali frustrates me.
Ali frustrates me a lot. Like as a leading lady,
she's supposed to, because you're supposed to be sided with Noah, and you're supposed to. Well, it's
but she doesn't have much. Like,
no.
What does Ali have going for her,
nothing.
really?
That's what I mean. She doesn't have anything.
That's my point. You never see what he sees. You never see what he sees.
He's probably not even that good in bed, let's be real. Like he complains. I've never in a film seen someone complain about having to have sex with someone. But he does.
She's very annoying. Like
I don't know about very annoying. She's a
she
manic pixie
is.
dream girl in the 1940s, or whatever that should be.
But what you want her to be,
She's
it's
imaginative
very
and
annoying
artistic.
because she lets you down.
I tell you what, you would have thought being a nurse in the war might have given her a bit of empathy and character.
Yeah.
And that doesn't.
No.
Lon is not angry at her at all.
Yeah.
He like.
Oh, the line when he says, what does he say? Like, oh, I
Has it got 3 options? Is that what you're
Yeah,
thinking
and then
of?
he's like, I don't want to spend my life convincing my fiance to love me or
Yeah.
something. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes.
James Martin, James Marsden's a babe.
He is just, he's bae. Yeah. He's amazing. So, yeah, I don't rate Ali as much as I want to
Yeah.
in it at
Yeah.
all.
I
Noah,
mean,
yes, I like,
See,
but
the whole... She needs that moment she needs that moment where she goes from the bratty teenager to someone with more depth.
You
yeah.
could have just had a scene where she was like tending to someone as a nurse. They
Yeah.
die
Exactly.
on her.
Exactly.
Really close, and they die
Absolutely.
on her, and
Yeah.
bam.
Or
That-
instead
I
of
have to
seeing
grow up.
Noah,
They
like,
both go to war. They both get changed fundamentally. They come back together again.
Or instead of
Yeah.
seeing Noah as
And they
like
PTSD
famous in the famous in front of the house, you could have had
Yeah.
her seeing a picture of Finn.
Yeah.
Like, local
Exactly. Yeah.
local passes of
Yeah,
loses
yeah.
his life in the war, and then
Yeah.
that's what drives her
Hmm.
to go back and see Noah, not the fact that actually now he's built this perfect life for me, I'm going to just go and
Yeah.
shack up with him instead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of talked about the fact that like we really like how this film is shot. For me, I
Yeah.
think that's what really holds up
good-looking
about
movie.
it.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely film to watch cinematically.
Yeah.
Tom, would you say that that's kind of the same? That's kind of the saving grace. Well, I mean, I suppose it's not really a saving grace for you, is it?
I wouldn't say it's a saving
It's
grace.
terrible.
I mean, like, it's got some really nice shots in it.
Prefer it on mute.
Yeah. I mean, like, there comes a point where, like, even that can't redeem a movie, really. The cinematographer was a French guy, and he's done a few movies that I would hands down watch over this.
Which one?
Right.
Ronin,
Okay.
Not seen
and
that.
that's got Robert De Niro in it. I'm not a fan of him, but I'd rather watch that than this. Car
Okay.
Chase, it's good. Enemy at the Gates,
With a goddamn
Oh, I quite like
gorgeous.
that film.
yeah.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz and is it Ed Harris?
Yeah, and
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
And,
yeah. Joaquin Phoenix? No.
No.
Fiennes.
Fiennes.
Joseph Fiennes.
Joseph Fiennes. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So he's done a bunch of different things. So he was born in 1940. So
Oh.
like his career started a lot earlier. So I think he came from a bit more of an old school cinematography
Yeah.
tradition. A
And
lot of
that kinda
70s French
works.
films.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he brings a bit of class to it, and
Yeah, definitely.
everyone else just brings like the base cliche generic like. Yeah. Yeah.
The bleh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Adam, what holds up for you? What do you like? Like, what's still good about this film?
I think the acting performances are fine. I think
Yeah?
they're pretty good. They're pretty good even.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the performances. What holds up for me? The emotional manipulation holds up. It does. The
I mean,
big
yeah.
romantic scenes.
Yep.
They could still make a lot of people cry, I bet.
Yeah. Tom,
this movie
did you
isn't
not
that
shed a
old.
tear?
It doesn't feel old.
No, it doesn't. It
But
doesn't.
again, we're coming back to the whole: if you set something at a set point in time, it will never age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because
It
the bit
helps.
that we're questioning as well, not because I think because of the time, but we're questioning the most modern contemporary
yeah,
element
yeah.
of the film.
Yeah,
That still needed to be a period like element, and they just didn't define
They
what
didn't
it was.
address
yeah.
it.
They could have put it in the 70s and it would have been fine, but it's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not in the
Yeah.
70s.
They just needed the little.
Yeah, one of the kids should have had an afro and some flares.
I mean,
That's all you need.
yeah. But yeah, the performances, the scenes. I think as a romantic drama, this very much still holds up as a film. It's
Yeah.
unless you're Tom, and you think I like romantic dramas. I think you have a pretty good time with The Notebook.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's still a watchable film. I think it's really pretty. Like I said, it's a beautiful film to watch. For someone who isn't super into film, like it
Yes.
probably is enough.
See, I think that's what's key, and I think that's the
Yeah.
target audience, and I think it always was.
Yes.
I think it's for people who go to the cinema maybe very rarely, perhaps once or twice a year, and this was the Valentine's night movie,
Yeah.
date night movie. That's exactly what it was designed to be. It was designed for people who don't have a big knowledge of
Yes.
like romantic film stories,
Fair
because there are so many other movies that do this better.
I think it's different enough for, like I was saying, I think for your target audience of watching rom-coms that were literally so repetitive.
Yeah.
This is different compared to that because it's
Yes.
more of a romantic drama than
Yeah.
a romantic comedy.
You don't get a lot of romantic dramas.
No, and I think it stands out, or it stood out at the time. I think that's why, because it kind of got this this kind of cult
it blew up on
rumbling
DVD.
following. Yeah, and I think that's why, because people were kind of tired of watching this sort of boring romantic comedy.
I was sick of watching Meet the Parents 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it had more substance to it because of that. It was dramatic.
Yeah.
So I think that still kind of holds up. And yeah, I like the acting. I think it's good.
I certainly don't think Ryan Gosling is any worse than he usually is in this film.
than he usually is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Ryan Gosling's not a 3D actor.
Okay.
There are two movies which I think he's very, very good in, and then everything else I've been, crazy.
Underwhelmed.
Stupid Love.
Oh, he is great in that.
In what? Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh man,
He's very good in that.
he should have had a spin-off.
Yeah, he kind of should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
No,
wrote that.
I thought he was really good in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen that.
2049.
49,
right?
not the original.
Not
It
yet.
would have been.
Sure.
Exactly, yeah. And I thought he was really good in The Nice Guys against Russell Crowe,
Oh yeah.
which is just quite a silly comedy.
Thing about him is that he really shines in comedies, but he never
Yes.
does them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so when you
that's-
see them, you're like,
So in Crazy
"Ooh."
Stupid Love, he's very funny.
He's very funny.
In The Nice Guys, he's very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a sort of Channing Tatum problem.
It is, yeah. So it's a shame to see a lot of these guys kind of get stuck. Because, if you're a jobbing actor, if you're an actor, sometimes you've got to take the money, haven't you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the kind of thing he enjoys doing. You
Yeah,
never know,
maybe.
just because Ryan Gosling's good at comedies. I can't believe he hasn't been turning them down. Or his agent hasn't been turning them down. He's Ryan Gosling. Like, he must get sent
Yeah.
hundreds of scripts. This is
course.
a
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who's a big enough profile to not be turning down work. There aren't many of them in Hollywood, and fewer than you might think. But Ryan Gosling is certainly not turning down work.
But here's the thing. How many good comedies are there?
Yeah, not many.
Not many. Wait, I
There-
said that wrong. Ryan Gosling is not turning down. Ryan Gosling is
He's
turning down work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we meant, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's you've got to wait for the right one,
Yeah. And you're right, there are a lot of very bad comedies out
Yeah.
there. Comedies are so hard to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arguably the hardest genre of film to make.
Okay.
Whereas romantic drama,
Me.
pretty easy actually.
Well, judging by
apparently
this,
not.
yes. I mean, they should call it The Playbook.
But that's already a film.
Fine.
They probably shouldn't call it The Notebook at all because The Notebook really only gets shown in two.
Yeah.
Well,
they
the
did do
the
it.
couple of
concept is
shots.
kind of lost in the film, right?
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
in the book there was
The whole point
In fact,
is that
apparently
it's their notebook.
there was a story of The Notebook that was edited out of this movie.
Yeah, I was going to say this film is so bland. There's literally no trivia about it, and the only thing that I could find was the fact that the scene explaining what the notebook is got cut out.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops. So then, I think it's still good. I think it's worth a watch if you want a romantic drama. Not a romantic comedy, peeps. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
it's not funny.
Adam,
Agreed.
yeah? Tom?
Nah,
Absolutely not. Not worth it.
no, definitely
Don't
not.
even go to Tom on this one. He's a hard passer.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Next week we are going to be chatting about The Shawshank Redemption. Bit of a change in pace.
I tell you what, we have had a lot of period films
We have.
in a
Yeah,
row.
Yeah,
we have.
I like it.
So tune in next week to see what we think about that. Because they're better. There you go. A little preview of next week's show. They're just better. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was recorded in the Upbeat Studio in Soho. For studio inquiries, drop us an email on studio@upbeatproductions.com. You can also find us on Twitter. Head to @upbeatprod to see what we're up to, and @upbeat_ents for our film coverage and entertainment news.